G'day and welcome back to Dad versus Son. Today we're going to try something a little different. We're going to play Fields of Fire, the first volume, and we're going to try the first mission. I'm going to see if I can get right through the Normandy campaign. So we'll start with the Trevieres offensive. I've got it set up ready to go. Throughout this, please let me know if I make any major boo-boos and all the rest of it. So just to show you what I've got to start with is, this is the turn track that I've done up, mainly because it makes it a bit easier for me to see what's going on. There's nothing wrong with the one that comes in the box, except I find it gets a little crowded. This just makes it a little simpler for me. So up the top I've got the visibility, so it's daytime, the activity level, which at the moment is no contact. Over here, the enemy stance, which is deliberate, the enemy experience level, which is line. I then have the turn track, so we're down in game turn 1, ready to go, with a maximum of 10 turns. Down here are the units that we're using, company headquarters, XO, 1st Sergeant 1st, 2nd and 3rd Platoon. The other ones that are marked in red are ones that aren't being currently used today. They're the engineering platoon, tank platoon and so forth, gunny sergeant. The green beads, or green markers here, simply show the experience level of the troops, so I know exactly how many commands that they can save. It's just a helpful reminder to me. So as you can see, everybody is green except for the 1st Sergeant, who is currently veteran. Down the bottom, as per the normal turn track, we've got the company headquarters, XO, Sergeant 1st, 2nd and 3rd Platoon. So what I've done is I've given the Red Star clusters and parachutes to the CO headquarters, the Green Star parachute to the XO, the cluster to the 1st Sergeant, and every flare, parachute, cluster or smoke, coloured smoke, is simply ceasefire, just to keep it simple to start with. I've given a Willy Pete and a smoke to each platoon, a Willy Pete to the sergeant, a smoke to the XO, and that way they're just being used for their battle value. Please let me know if the ambient noise is annoying or not. I just thought it might add a little something to the game. Righto, so moving over to the board. This is the board that I've made up just to stop things sliding around. It's just a foam core thing at the moment. I'm making up a wooden one just so it's a little bit more permanent. I've also tried to get rid of most of the glare, so hopefully we'll be right. Okay, so we've set up in the normal 4 columns, 3 rows for the first mission. We have a hill right in front of us. As you can see, it's just raised up so we can see it, and a hill over in the far right. We've also got a gully just in front of that hill. So as you can see, all I've done is removed the cork underneath it so that it looks deeper. First row is potential contact C, followed by A's, followed by B's. Now, what my intention is I've given every platoon a mortar, an anti-tank and some form of machine gun. So 1 in 3 platoons have the LMGs, and 2 platoon is the HMG. They've also got a mortar and a bazooka each. Seeing as 2 platoon has that wonderful hill right in front of it, that's why I gave them the HMG, and that's why I've got the CO and RD Fort Observer there as well, so when they go forward they can give us some support. 3 platoon is due to try and look after the 3rd and 4th columns, and the XO will help them in the 3rd column at the moment. And I've got the company's 1st Sergeant with the Jeep over in the 4th column, so he can start to race around as necessary and organise the movement of casualties and so forth. So what we will do is I will get into it hopefully you can see what's going on, and we will start with the normal draw. So we'll come over here. Okay, so we're at no contact and CO is green. So he gets a draw of 4 plus 1, minus 1, so 4. Okay, so he's got 4 there. So what he's going to do is he's going to give 1 to 1, 2 and 3 platoon, and he'll bank his other. So 1 platoon. Trying not to use my fat fingers, but yeah, who knows. I'm sorry if the aircon gives you a little bit of background noise, and the neighbours as well, but it's a nice sunny sort of 4 degrees Celsius at the moment. So I've got it on for the heat. Okay, 1 platoon, green. Again, gets 4 plus 1 for the no contact, minus 1 for being green. Two platoon. Holy jeez. Gets 6. That's what I really wanted for 3 platoon, seeing he's got 2 columns to worry about. And 3 platoon, of course, gets the least, 3, because they have the most need. Rightio, so let's have a look. Sorry, I'll just get rid of that stupid card. Okay, so 1 platoon, so we're not making too much of a sacrifice, is going to break an assault team off and move it forward from 3-3. So that's 1 command for the assault team and 1 for going forward. And that's all he's going to do. So he has 2 commands banked, and as you can see, he's exposed. 2 platoon. Now, I thought about sending up an assault team again, but again, because it's only got a VOF within its own card, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send 2 AT forward, and that way that gives me small arms fire for this whole area here. So I'm also not putting any of my men, my permanent company, up into an open area with no actual cover or protection. So 2 platoon simply uses 1 command and banks 3, which is his max, that he can hold. Now 3 platoon is going to do something similar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break off an assault team from 3 of 3, and I'm going to move it up into the grove. And that's mainly because that has a little bit of cover, whereas the open space in front has none. And I'll move 3 AT up into there. So we have his whole 3 points. 1 for the breakdown, 1 to move, and 1 to move. And both of those are exposed. And again, by doing this, having the the bazooka team up here, that gives me small arms coverage for, fat hand in a way, small arm coverage now across the entire front. Okay, so 3 platoon. It's got nothing left. Okay, the XO and the first sergeant get 1 command each, which they will bank. And then we go into the general initiative, and we have a whole 1. So what are we going to do with this? So I think what we've got, if we look here, we've only got 1 cover for this assault team. Whereas over here, on the left flank, we've got 2 cover for this assault team. So I'm going to try and get cover for this bloke in column 4. Okay, so we're at no contact in a C, so... Oh, sorry, forget about that. Well, it's a draw of 3. We have 1 for rally, 2 for blank, and 3 for blank. So, no cover. Righto, we move over to the enemy phase, and we have, as it's the first turn, there's no enemy high headquarters activity check, event check. No enemy on the board, so we don't need to worry about them. There's no mutual capture retreat phase at the moment, or vehicle phase, because the only vehicle is the Jeep here, who hasn't been activated. So that brings us to update fire missions, and we have none at the moment, so we are into the evaluate potential contact markers. Okie dokie. Righto, so we have 4 potential contact markers. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're all C's, so we can do them in any order we want. So what I'm going to do is just call them 1, 2, 3, 4, moving left to right, and check them out. Okay, so the first one we're going to do for a 4 is number 2. So we're going to do the hill first, and we have a no contact for a potential contact of C, so therefore it is a draw of 4. And of course we get the first one, which is contact, so I don't need to show you the rest. 2 is cover, 3 is nothing, and 4 is cover, just to really waste things. Okay, so potential contact C. Looking at the 10 column, we've got number 5. And number 5 is, oh, look at that, 3. Incoming mortar. So, we have an incoming pending fire mission. And we have a mortar spotter. If I could just grab him, as usual. Okay, we're going to use number 2 mortar spotter, and he is in trenches, because that's the default setting for this scenario, and he is unseen. And he will be positioned, again looking at the 10 track, at number 3, and that is front max line of sight. Right, so front max line of sight is all the way up here. So he can go there. Sorry, still using fat fingers just for the fun of it. He's a potential contact, and we have a PDF coming back. There we go. Rightio, so it's first one down. We're now at contact. So we have 1, 2, 3 now, and we're going to, do number 3. So over here on the right. So contact with a C is a draw of 3. So we have cover, reshuffle, nothing for number 2, and of course contact for number 3. So the first thing we'll do is a quick reshuffle, and let's see what we get. Please let me know also if the camera angles are wrong or anything else. I'm trying out a few new things. I don't have the ability to do an overhead view. I tried a top down, from the other end of the board down, and a side view, and this seemed to be about the best. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so package number will be number 5. That sounds familiar. And of course number 5 is on a C, number 3 incoming mortars again. So we have number 1 and 2 mortar spotters on the board now, under trenches. And he's going to be positioned at 2. And 2 is per table placement, of course, which is at max line of sight again. So that's actually good for him, because that's where we were expecting to be, up on a hill. And not spotted. Sorry. So we'll put him up there. We have incoming, and we have a PDF. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go. So we are now at engaged. Okay, 1 or 2, and we're going to do number 1. This one over here. And at engaged, it's a draw of 2. So we have 1, cover, and 2, rally. So got away with that one. Wonderful. And lucky last. Again, a draw of 2. And of course, first one, contact. Second one was a contact as well. Okay, and the package will be number 7. On the C chart is number 5. Oh, of course, mines and a sniper, just to keep things interesting. So we have mines, and we have I knew he was here. Okay, we have a sniper undercover, so I would surmise again that is trenches, and he will be placed at 3, which on the placement table is front max line of sight, which means here. He's a potential contact. He has a PDF coming into here. And being a sniper, he has effectively 2 volumes of fire. For this little gentleman here, he'll have the sniper volume of fire, and anybody else that goes in there at the moment would have a small arms volume of fire. Righto, so the only person who's not under fire at the moment is our man in column 1. So just so I don't lose track, he will take fire, he will take fire, and he will take fire. He's not taking fire, sorry, so I just put a red marker beside him so I don't forget they're there. And I'll just put them on the board. So we have 1 mortar with 2 fire missions, 2 mortar with 2 fire missions, and a sniper, rightio, who has no fire missions. Okay, so we get moved to the combat effects segment now. So again, we have 3 units that are under fire, 1, 2 and 3, and we'll just randomise them. So we're going to look at number 3 first. Okay. So a mortar is a -3, -5, -6, because he's in trees effectively, and you get an air burst, +1, so he is a -5. And no surprise, that's a hit. And a hit on a line unit will be an assault. And he's already an assault team, so that's good, so he's simply pinned. And then we turn the marker over, and it's just a pending. Okay, 1 and 2. We're going to look at number 2. Righto, so the first thing he's going to have is mines, which is a -4, straight up, plus it's exposed as -6, so yeah, that's a hit. -6, no, it's only a pin. That's good. So he's pinned for the mines. And now we'll do his sniper attack, which will be a -3, +1 is a -2. And the -2 is a hit. And again on a line unit, the hit is a fire team. So we'll just flip him over, and 3 anti-tank or 3 bazooka is now pinned, fire team. And we'll just flip the mines over, and we're ready to go. So the next poor bugger will get a draw. Okay, and lucky last, we have an incoming -3, plus -2 is -5. We've got a reshuffle. The -5 is a hit, and the hit is a casualty. Okay, so 2 AT will come off. At the moment he's belonging to there, and we will put a, if I can ever pick it up, so we'll put a casualty here, and the exposed marker goes, and the exposed marker goes, and this turns. Okay, and that is the end of turn 1. So currently we have an assault team from 1 platoon sitting in row 1, column 1. We have casualty on the hill with 1 fire mission pending up here. We have a pinned fire team here in a minefield with a sniper playing silly buggers. And over here we have another pending fire mission and a pinned assault team. That's the end of turn 1. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll upload this one and I'll get started on turn 2. Again, please, if I've screwed up in any major way, please let me know. And I hope you enjoyed it. Righto. Bye for now.